What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stats Aren't Silly, back with another bang DD bang D bang D bang 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 banging episode, man. And on today's episode, I'm gonna be doing some dry fire drills. I'm gonna be bringing you guys along on some of my dry fire drills that I do at home to help keep me proficient when I'm out there in the streets. That is today's episode. So jumping right into today's episode, first of all, everything that I'm doing today is completely safe. The firearms is clear. I'm not using any type of live rounds. All the magazines are empty and have training rounds and training snap caps in them. The firearm that I'm using today is my Shadow Systems MR920, and it is empty. It does have the Strikeman 9mm laser trainer inside, and like I said, it's completely empty, safe. There's no ammo down here. All the ammunition is upstairs in a different room. I'm down here in the living room, and I'm gonna be doing my dry fire drills today. So let's start off with the first drill. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this snap cap in there. Even though I'm not gonna be doing any reload drills, I'm just gonna put this little snap cap down here so I can charge the slide without having to, go into slide lock every single time. So I'm gonna insert the empty magazine with the slide unlocker, the cap on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this up, and the trigger is reset and the laser trainer is on there. Go ahead and test it out, and it's test out. All right, so the first drill that I'm gonna be working on today is just gonna be a basic drill, just getting the gun out of holster. This is my duty belt that I wear on duty. This is exactly how it's set up. This is exactly the right height of my holster and my pistol. So this is why I'm dry firing with this, because I need to get some dry fire training in, because this is my duty belt that I wear on duty, and my life is possibly gonna one day depend on the way how I have my belt set up, and making sure that I can get out of holster and get onto target as fast as possible and as accurate as possible. So today, the first drill I'm gonna be doing, like I said, is just gonna be getting out of holster and getting out of target. The target is about, I would say, about 8-10 yards away from me, 7 to 10 yards away from me. Probably more like 7 yards, 8 yards maybe away from me. It's on the corner wall of my house right here. I have a target set up. I'm gonna be putting on my first person view glasses for these dry fire drills. So when I get started, I'm gonna put the glasses on and try to record this, okay? My timer that I have, I'm using a timer on my phone. I have it set for 1.5 seconds. And what I like about this timer, this phone timer, this par timer on my phone, is that you can set the time for however long you have it set. So today's standard to get out of holster and get accurate shots on target is gonna be 1.5 seconds. So I have 1.5 seconds from the time it beeps to draw my weapon, present, get a sight picture, squeeze the trigger, and press that trigger in under 1.5 seconds. The sweet spot that you want to do is 1.2, 1.3, but 1.5 is just a starting point. And the whole purpose of this drill is not to be super John Wick cool. You see a lot of these guys on YouTube, and they're pulling the gun out real quick, and they're shooting all fast to look all cool for views and likes. This is not what I'm doing, because in a real life situation, I'm not just pulling my gun out shooting all super quick. I have to take accurate shots as a law enforcement officer. I have to make sure, I have to take accountability for every single round that I fire out my firearm. So I want to make sure that I get every round on target. I want to make sure that I'm accurate and I'm smooth with every shot. So it's not about being fast. It's not about being super fast and trying to be like John Wick shooting fast. It's about working on the fundamentals, working on the basic fundamentals, which is getting your gun out of holster, getting that presentation, again, that sight picture. And that's the main thing that I'm working on, because the more you do these drills, the more proficient you get at getting your gun out of holster and getting on the target, the faster you're gonna be. So you don't wanna try to just be getting out of holster and getting all fast and breaking that shot all fast. You wanna make sure that you're working on the fundamentals, and your fundamentals are smooth, fast, and clean. That's how you're gonna get faster, by working on the basic fundamentals, getting out of holster and getting on the target, squeezing that trigger, getting that sight picture. So let's go ahead and get this party started. So like I said, the time standard for today is 1.5 or under 1.5. So I have it set for 1.5. I'm gonna go ahead and put the glasses on, and let's get this training started. All right, put these bad boys on. All right. That was good. Oh, that was way too high. I was rushing. I psyched myself out, and I'm press the trigger before I got a clean sight picture. And that's why we want to dry fire, because we want to make sure that we're calming down, we're being real smooth, we're getting it out of target, we're getting a sight picture, we're taking a good shot. So I'm going to start with my hands by my side. I feel like I barely made it in that one. Let's do that again. I was a little bit high, but it was still in the box. Let's try that again. That's good. Let's try it again, hands by my side. Now it's straight in the middle. I was a little bit low, but I was rushing because I was fishing for the red dot, and I got it, but I still got it within the target, within the A zone of the target. I anticipated that one. Let's do it again. What we're gonna do from this side. Target right here. I have two targets set up. If you guys didn't know, I have one behind the camera and I have one to my left side. Do it again. All right. To come back to this target. All right, so at 1.5, I'm pretty good. I'm used to the rhythm, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, and I'm gonna turn it to 1.3 seconds. Hopefully you guys can see right here, it's at 1.5. I'm gonna turn it down to 1.3, and that's gonna be the new standard, 1.3. So this is realistically how fast you want to get your gun out of holster. I know right now I'm in a calm situation. I'm not under stress. I'm in the perfect stance, and everything is perfect right now. But you wanna go ahead and get those practice fire in. Just so you want to practice doing it when you're not under stress, so that way when you're under stress, it comes second nature and it comes natural, because you're always going to fall back to your lowest level of training. The lowest level of training that you have, that's what you're going to fall back to in a stressful situation. So this is my lowest level of training right now. So this is hopefully in a stressful situation, this is the level of training that I fall back to. I took a little bit to get out of holster, and then I started rushing. So that one was low. I wasn't in the A zone that I wanted to hit. Barely made that shot. The dot was on the target. I don't know why I hesitated to pull the trigger, but that's why we training. That was good. That was good. A little bit high, but it was still in the A zone. That was perfect. To the right side. A little bit high, but it was still in the target, because these targets are about the same size. So even though it hit the outside of the dark zone, it was still in target, so that was still a good shot. All right, so for the second part of the drill, I'm gonna be using my tactical vest, you know, my work vest, to do some combat reloads. So I'm gonna draw the weapon, I'm gonna pull the trigger, I'm gonna rack the slide to simulate a slide lock. I'm gonna grab the magazine, reinsert the magazine, load the gun, get back on target, squeeze that trigger, try to do it under 3 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna draw the weapon, I'm gonna take that shot, pull the trigger, I'm gonna simulate a slide lock, drop the magazine, get a new magazine, insert a new magazine, drop the slide, get back on target, and take that shot within 3 seconds. So that's a bunch of steps, let's really think about it. So step 1 is getting out of holster. Step 2, presenting the gun on the target. Step 3, pressing that trigger after you get a sight picture. Step 4, locking the gun in the slide lock and dropping the magazine. And step 5, step 6, grabbing the second magazine. Step 7, inserting the magazine. Step 8, presenting the target back and trigger. Step 9, pressing that trigger, squeezing that trigger. So it's 9 steps. So you got to do 9 steps in under 3 seconds. So it's a lot, but it can be done in under 3 seconds. So let's go ahead and do this. This is my this is no warm-up, man. This is straight up. Oh man, I didn't rack the slide. Hold on. Silly me, silly me. Let's do this again. Let's start over. Man, it threw me off because the gun didn't go in the slide lock, a round didn't go into the chamber for some reason, so that kind of threw me off right there when that happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and load it. All right, the slide didn't lock back for some reason. You know what, I'm gonna keep that round out of it, and let's see, maybe it'll do slide lock without the round in there. Just a little bit under, a little bit under. All right, let's try it again. All right, I don't know if it's because I'm not pulling the slide back hard enough, or if it's this magazine not going into slide lock, but we're just gonna keep going through it. And I don't know why it's throwing me off, because it's not going in the slide lock for some reason. And that's like when I do it, when I'm not timed, it's going. All right, let's try it again. So a little bit under, a little bit under, a little bit under. That was it right there. Got it in that one, barely got it on that one. Threw me off because I didn't rack the round. I didn't set the trigger. I didn't reset the trigger, so he threw me off when I pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. I kind of hesitated. See, and this is why we dry fire, because these are the things, although I'm not gonna have to worry about the trigger not being set, because I always carry it one loaded on duty, of course. But while I'm training, I have to get used to my training, because I'm used to one being in the trigger. I'm used to a round being in the chamber all the time. So dry fire training, I have to kind of reset, and like, okay, I gotta reset the trigger and stuff like that. So these are the hiccups that you have in doing dry fire training, but this is why you dry fire. This is why you train, for when you have those hiccups, you know what to do. Do it again. Reset the trigger. There you go. All right, I think I got my rhythm down now. Let's go. All right, I think my brain went faster than my body in that one. But see, that's why we dry fire, man, because, you know, stuff like that's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we dry fire. All right. All right, so what I like to do is I like to try to get 3 good reps. Once I get 3 good, perfect, flawless reps, then I move on to the next dry fire training session. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this angle right here. I'm gonna try to get it done 3 times. I'm gonna continue to do it until I get 3 perfectly executed drills without any issues, without any flaws. So hopefully this don't take too long. Good. Trigger set. That was number 2. Trigger set. Man, I struggled getting out a holster for a little bit, but I was able to get it done. Let's do 3 more here. Oh man, my brain was somewhere else on that one, y'all. Because I was thinking about the next drill I'm gonna do with the laser, and I was thinking I was doing that drill instead of what the drill I'm doing right now. So my brain got ahead of myself. I thought I was doing another drill because I'm thinking about the next drill I'm gonna do, and I was doing that drill while I'm doing this drill. So I screwed it up, so let's go. All right, 3 good reps, and then we'll move on to the next drill. All right, that was 1. Let's get 2 more good reps. One more. Man, I hesitated with the slide lock, but I still made it in time. I grabbed the OPTIC weird for some reason, and I kind of hesitated, but I still got it done. So we're gonna move on to the next drill. The next drill is gonna be with the laser. So next drill, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put the laser back in here. I'm not gonna do no reloads, and I'm just gonna get out a holster and get on the target with my vest, because when you draw without your vest, it's easy and smooth. Your arms are perfect. With the vest, my arms is a little bit flared. There's a little bit of weight on my shoulder, so the draw is different. So I'm gonna practice getting out a holster with the laser on targets in 1.5 seconds or 1.3 seconds. So let's go ahead and put that magazine back in. Man, I hope the camera, my first person view camera, is on. I'm turning off multiple cameras and I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna change the time to 1.5 seconds with the vest to get on target. I'm getting ahead of myself because I still think I'm doing reload drills, but I'm not. I'm just getting the gun out of holster, getting a good sight picture, taking that shot and getting an accurate shot. That's a good one. That was really good. That one felt really good, and it was really fast, and it was dead in the middle. Pretty good, pretty good. I think I stopped it. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna bump the time down to 1.3 because I feel like 1.5 is super easy for me right now for some reason. Oh man, I cheated on that one. I anticipated the beep and I reached for my holster. I reached for the gun before I heard the beep. Let's do it again. I was a little bit left because I'm rushing because I know the time change. So when you're training, then you have to like get out of your head and you have to stop. Like that's what I do sometimes. I get in my head like, oh man, I gotta hurry up, it's the less time. And when I do that, even though I get good shots, I'm a little bit low or I'm a little bit high because I'm rushing the shot. So you need to just get out of your head. I need to get out of my head and just do it like I'm not even being timed. And that's how you really got to think about it. Whenever I think or stop thinking about the timer and I just do it, that's when I get perfect shots. When I think about the timer, that's when I rush and I'm a little bit low, I'm a little bit high. Even though I'm still within the circle, I'm still within the A zone that I'm shooting for, I'm still rushing. So you want to just get the timer out of your head and just once you hear that beep, just draw your weapon and shoot and don't think about the time. See, I didn't think about the time, that was perfect. 1.3 seconds, that was perfect. Let's go on this target over here. Man, come on. It's a little bit high, even though I'm still in the target zone, it was a little bit higher than I expected. I wanted to be directly bullseye in the middle. Come on, man. What's up with my tap, dude? Perfect, that was perfectly in the middle. I don't know if you guys are gonna see this one because the light from outside is coming towards the camera. So I know it's gonna be super dark, the target. So I don't know if you're gonna see this one, but I was perfectly bullseye in the middle. That's what I'm talking about. That was right there. A little bit off to the right from the bullseye, but it was right there. Oh man. Woo, that was fast. Woo. Man, that was smoking fast. Bullseye too. Oh man, I don't know what the hell I did. I threw it on one low, like I don't know what the hell I did with that one, but that's why we train, that's why we practice. It was still a good shot. It was still on the paper. It was just outside of my little bullseye area, but it was still on the paper. So that technically that's still a good shot, but for my standards, I want it inside the circle, perfectly in the middle. So although I hit the paper, I think I hit the number 2, that's still a good shot because that's still a paper-sized target that I hit. So that's still a good shot, but for me, that's a bad shot because I want it inside the circle as close in the middle as possible. So that's the standards that I set for myself. Ooh, that was a little bit high. I don't know why. I had time. I don't know why I took the shot high. But it was still a good shot. It was still within the circle. That was almost perfect. Ooh, that was nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna bump it down to 1.1 second. 1.1 second. Hopefully you guys can see in the camera. 1.1 seconds. Hopefully you guys can see in the camera. I don't know. I don't know how. I can't tell how the first person view is gonna be until after I look at until after I'm editing the video. So hopefully 1.1 second. Draw from holster with my vest, with my duty belt, with my vest on. Drawing, getting on a target in 1 second. 1.1 second. Whew. 1.1 seconds. All right, let's see what we can do. I want to do it 3 times in a row. The target, I felt like I saw my red dot do like this, but it was in the middle, perfectly in the middle. Woo, nice. Oh man. Ooh, that was in there too. It was a little bit higher, up right above the 4, but it was still a good shot. Perfect. And that's what I'm talking about, man. That's the drills that I like to do when I'm doing dry fire. Let me go ahead and take this first person view off so I can talk to you guys. So those are the dry fire drills that I like to do when I'm at the house with my gear. I bring my gear home and I like to train. A lot of guys, they leave their gear at work in their lockers and they don't ever touch their gear until they're actually on patrol or they're on the range on a range day. I bring my gear home every Friday, or almost every Friday, not every Friday, but for most Fridays, most my Fridays when it's my days off, I usually bring my gear home and I like to just train. I like to tweak my gear. I like to change things around. Like I said, every time I wear my gear and I'm in a situation or I'm getting in and out of car or whatever situation I find myself in, I tweak something because I'm like, you know what, when this happened, I didn't like how that felt right here. Like for example, my latex glove pouch, I put it on this side behind my admin pouch, just because, not that it wasn't really bothering me, but I noticed that a lot of times when I'm dry firing and I'm drawing my weapon, I kind of draw at a weird angle because the pouch is there. So I instinctively want to like pull my hand away from my pouch instead of coming straight up out of holster. Although the pouch wasn't blocking me, I was still drawing my gun. I've done dry fire videos where I had my pouch, my latex glove pouch here, and I was coming straight up, but for some reason in my head, because I knew the pouch was there, I was drawing my gun at a weird angle, and it would kind of slow me down, because when you try to pull your gun out of your holster in a Safari Land, you know, level 3 holster, if you try to come out at an angle, it kind of slows you down and it kind of get hung up a little bit. So I removed the latex glove from there. Although it wasn't really affecting my draw, it was kind of affecting my draw mentally. Although it wasn't physically affecting my draw, mentally it was affecting my draw because I knew it was there and I was kind of drawing at a weird angle. So I just took it, I removed it from here, so I kept this area open. The only thing I have right now is my handcuff key on the lanyard, and that's the only thing that I have on this side, and that doesn't bother my draw, and it's easier mentally. I know that my glove pouch isn't here anymore, so mentally I'm faster and I'm cleaner and I'm smoother with my draws, just knowing that that pouch is in there. So that's why it's super important to dry fire, guys. Fellas, if you're in law enforcement, security, whatever job that you're doing, that you have a gun belt and an LBV, a tactical vest, make sure that you take your stuff home and you practice. This is exactly why you practice with your and you train with your stuff dry fire, because when you're in a real life situation, you don't want to be in a life and death situation and realize that something in your gear is blocking you from doing what you got to do or getting what you need to get. So this is why it's super important to dry fire. Dry fire, dry fire, dry fire. I advocate for dry fire training. Strikeman, I don't get paid from Strikeman dry fire systems, and I don't get paid from Mantis systems. You know what I'm saying? I bought everything with my own money. They didn't send me Mantis or Strikeman dry fire systems. They didn't send me any of the dry fire products that I'm using. I purchased all this stuff by myself on my own without any discounts, because this is how important dry fire is to me. Being in law enforcement, man, it's a tough job, man. At any given day, at any given moment, you can be in a life and death situation. So this is why, for me especially, it's super important to dry fire and test out my gear every weekend. Every time I get off a shift, I go home and I dry fire and I tweak my stuff, I move stuff around, I adjust things to make sure that if I'm in that life and death situation, every second counts. So every second it takes for me to hesitate to get my gun out of holster, that's a second that I'm coming closer and closer to death, because I can't get my gun out of holster to defend myself or to fight back. So this is why it's super important to dry fire. This is why it's super important to train. But anyways, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for checking this out. It's your boy Stats Aren't Silly with another banging episode, man. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for subscribing, man. Make sure you guys turn on the bell notifications so you guys get notified every time we drop another banging video. Remember, always be greater than you were yesterday. We live to train because I train to live. A lot of people don't understand that statement, man. I live to train because I train to live. I live to train because I train to live. Let that sink into your brain for a second, man. Make sure you guys go out and learn how to shoot. Make sure you guys practice. Make sure you guys learn how to defend yourself, learn how to defend your families, because that very second your life is in danger, your life is on the line. 911, police, sheriff, state troopers, nobody's gonna be there to save you. You are your own first responder, so you have to learn how to defend yourself. You have to learn how to protect yourself. Until next episode, man, it's your boy Stats Aren't Silly. We'll see you in the next episode, man. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, and if you guys want to save money, you might want to check out my affiliate links in the description. If you're looking to purchase firearms and accessories, hit the affiliate links and use my discount code. Not only are you going to save yourself discounts, but that's another way you can support the channel. We have affiliate links to companies like Daniel Defense, 1791 Holsters, Brownells, Sons of Liberty Gunworks, Faxon Firearms, Aero Precision, Alien Gear Holsters, Falco Holsters, Greyman Tactical, Euro Optics, Gorilla Ammunition for all your rifle and handgun ammunition needs, Pro Airs, Ballistic Advantage, Force Gear, and many more companies in the firearm industry. So you guys hit those links and save you money. That's how you support the channel. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in.